Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
Welcome to our ALE review series practice quiz. We have now the ALE Day 1 AM random questions and we'll be covering professional practice, building laws, history and theory of architecture, planning, and tropical design. So this will be our first part of this series. So instructions before proceeding. So as usual, you have to get a piece of paper and write down numbers 1 to 30 para ready na kayo mamaya sa pagsagot na. So once you are ready, you can now start with the quiz, and for every question, write down the corresponding letter of your best choice, no, from the multiple choice. And then after the you will be given 10 seconds to answer. If you need more time, just pause the video so that you can have more time to think of the best answer. And at the end of the quiz, count the total number of your correct answers and check on what category your score belongs. So if you're ready, you can now start with the quiz. So number 1, an intensive type of management fee in a post-construction service that will ensure more efficient and economical operation and maximize building revenues. A. Fixed fee. B. Retainer. C. Value pricing. D. Per diem. And our correct answer is letter C, value pricing. So according to the architect's guidelines, the recommended professional fee, this is for post-construction services, building administration, the recommended professional fee based on value pricing is from 4% to 6% of gross rental. This incentive type of management fee will ensure more efficient and economical operation and maximize building revenues. Number 2, minimum fee for post-construction service with project gross rentals 20 million peso. A. 400,000 pesos. B. 500,000 pesos. C. 800,000 pesos. And D. 1 million. And our correct answer is letter C, 800,000 pesos. So according to the architect's guidelines, this is for post-construction services. The recommended PF is ranging from 4% to 6%. So if you're going to make use of the 4% of the 20 million peso gross rentals, the PF will be at 800,000 pesos. Number 3, how much is the acceptance fee if the agreed professional fee from the project cost is 10 million pesos? A. 250,000. B. 300,000 pesos. C. 500,000 pesos. And D. 750,000 pesos. And our correct answer is letter C, 500,000 pesos. So again, according to the architect's guidelines for regular design services, upon signing of the service agreement, an amount equivalent to 5% of the agreed professional fee shall be paid by the owner as engagement fee or as the acceptance fee of the architect that shall cover the mobilization component of the services. So it means that upon signing of agreement, 5% of the 10 million agreed professional fee will be at 500,000 pesos. Number 4, the fees of the architect, consultant, and technical staff. A. Indirect cost. B. Direct cost. C. Reimbursable expenses. And D. Overhead cost. And our correct answer is letter B, direct cost. So, according to the architect's guidelines for multiple of direct personal expense, direct cost includes A, C, and T. A is the architect's rate, C is the consultant's rate, and T is the rate per hour of the technical staff, inspectors, and others involved in the project. The multiplier here for MDPE is ranging from 1.5 to 2.5. Number 5. What type of architectural services wherein method of payment is per diem or honorarium? A. Drawing revisions. B. 3D models. C. Technical specifications. And D. Ocular visit. And the correct answer is letter D, ocular visit. So again, according to the architect's guidelines, per diem honorarium plus reimbursable expenses can be used for activities such as attending project-related meetings, conferences, or trips, conducting ocular inspection of possible project sites, and conferring with others regarding prospective investments or ventures and the like. Number 6. How much additional fee will the architect receive after completing the contract document phase? A. 30% of PF. B. 40% of PF. C. 50% of PF. And D. 90% of PF. And our correct answer is letter C, 50% of the PF. So according to Regular Design Services Document 202, upon the completion of the contract document phase, as stipulated in the service agreement, but not more than 15 days after submission of the documents to the owner shall pay the architect a sum that is equal to 50% of the professional fee, or a sum sufficient to increase the total payments on the fee to 90% of the PF. That is accumulated amount paid. Number 7. How much is the recommended fee in a detailed architectural engineering design services or DAEDS for a mall complex with a project cost of 50 million pesos? A. 5% of PCC. B. 6% of PCC. C. 7% of PCC. And D. 8% of PCC. And our correct answer is letter B, 6% of PCC. So mall complex and malls belong to group 2, that is buildings of moderate complexity of plan design, requiring a moderate amount of research and of engineering and allied architectural design. The recommended PF for the EDS is a 6% for 50 million and less, while for architectural design services or DADS, it will be at 3.6%. Number 8. As per NBCP, what is the clear width of stairs for Group A dwelling? A. 600 mm. B. 750 mm. C. 900 mm. And D. 1100 mm. And our correct answer is letter B, 750 mm. So for Group A dwellings, according to the NBCP, stairs shall be at least 750 millimeters in clear width, with a rise of 200 millimeters and a minimum run of 200 millimeters. So if the occupant load is less than 50 but more than 10, the width of the stairs is at 900. And if the occupant load is 50 or more, it will be at 1100 mm or 1.1 meters. Number 9, Chaflan dimension for truncated corner lot with 3.6 meters wide road at one side. A. 2 meters, B. 3 meters, C. 4 meters, and D. 5 meters. And our correct answer is letter C, 4 meters. So, for corner buildings with chaflans. Every corner building or solid fence on a public street or alley that is less than 3.6 meters in width shall be truncated at the corner. The face of the triangles formed shall be at right angle to the bisector of the angle of the intersection of the street lines, provided that in no case shall the length of the chaflan be less than 4 meters. Okay? So number 10, as per NBCP, what is the ceiling height for the second floor and above? A. 2.4 meters, B. 2.1 meters, C. 1.8 meters, and D. 2.3 meters. And our correct answer is 2.4 meters. So it says here that habitable rooms provided with artificial ventilation shall have ceiling heights not less than 2.4 meters measured from the floor to the ceiling. Provided that if the building is more than one story, the minimum ceiling height of the first floor shall be 2.7 meters, and that for the second story or second floor will be at 2.4 meters, and succeeding stories shall have an unobstructed typical headroom clearance of not less than 2.1 meters above the finished floor. Now, if the building or the rooms will have natural ventilation, it shall have ceiling heights not less than 2.7 meters, while mezzanine floors shall have a clear ceiling height of not less than 1.8 meters above and below it. So even though it says here for the question the second floor and above, it means we have to make use of 2.4 because 2.1 is not allowed at the second floor. Number 11, the type of construction that is 4-hour fire resistive throughout, and the structural elements shall be of steel, iron, concrete, or masonry construction will be A, type 2, B, type 3, C, type 4, and D, type 5. And our correct answer is letter D, type 5. So according to the NBCP for the types of construction, type 5 shall be 4-hour fire resistive throughout, and the structural elements shall be of steel, iron, concrete, or masonry construction. Number 12, as per BP 344, what is the maximum height of switches? A. 1.1 meters, B. 1.20 meters, C. 1.40 meters, and D. 1.60 meters. And our correct answer is letter B, 1.2 meters. So manual switches shall be installed from 900 mm to 1.2 meters on center above the floor, measured from the center line of the switch to the finished floor. So the maximum is 1.2 meters. The old BP344 says that the height is 0.92 to 1.22 meters. Number 13, as per amended BP344, what is the minimum width of walkway? A. 1.1 meters, B. 1.2 meters, C. 1.5 meters, and D. 1.60 meters. And our correct answer is letter C, 1.5 meters. So sidewalks, walkways, and pathways shall have a minimum width of 1.5 meters. The old one is 1.2 meters. Now, where space is required for two wheelchairs to pass, the minimum width shall be 1.8 meters. Number 14. Best location of service areas in a tropical climate. A. North and west. B. South and west. C. East and west. And D. North and south. And our correct answer is east and west. In tropical countries such as the Philippines, it is best to place service areas in the west and east facing sides of the building because these sides are exposed to direct sunlight. Number 15. The best sun shading device for south that will still allow air circulation near the wall. A. Horizontal louver. B. Horizontal louver attached on a solid canopy. C. Vertical louver. And D. Diagonal horizontal louvers. And our correct answer is letter B, horizontal louver attached on a solid canopy. So the louvers parallel to the wall have the advantage of permitting air circulation near the facade. So this is the one. This shading device is suitable for the north and south facing sides of the building. Number 16. The architect determines the adequate size and appropriate configuration and assemblage for the proposed project in consideration of the use, allocation, and interface of spaces for given activities. A. Space management studies. B. Architectural programming. C. Site utilization. And D. Space planning. And our correct answer is letter D, space planning. So this is as per SPP document 201, pre-design services. When doing space planning, the architect determines the adequate size and appropriate configuration and assemblage for a proposed project in consideration of the use, allocation, and interface of spaces for given activities. Space planning is done mainly through primary data gathering, such as interviews, consultations, interfaces, focus group discussions, space planning surveys, space audits, etc., and subsequent analysis, that is spatial layouts with stacking concepts, particularly for multi-story structures. Number 17. What is the Forestry Code of the Philippines? A. PD 705. B. PD 957, C. PD 389, and D. PD 1216. And our correct answer is letter A, PD 705. So PD 705 is the revised Forestry Code of the Philippines. It, as amended, governs forest land management and conservation. It mandates proper classification, management, and utilization of public domain lands to maximize productivity and meet the country's needs. The code establishes the Bureau of Forest Development, regulates forest resource use, and protects forest resources. PD 957 is the subdivision and condominium buyers protective decree, while PD 1216 is the redefining the open market section in PD 957, and PD 389 is the Forestry Reform Code of the Philippines. Number 18. The integrated management of the economic, social, and physical resources of a spatially bounded area. A. Town planning. B. Urban planning. C. Regional planning. D. Community planning. And our correct answer is letter C, regional planning. So regional planning deals with the efficient placement of land use activities, infrastructure, and settlement growth across a larger area of land than an individual city or town. It relates land use practices on a broader scale. Number 19. The type of service wherein there is a single contract between the architect and the owner, and sub-consultancy contracts between the architect and other professionals working with the architect. A. Architectural. B. Architectural and engineering. C. Consultancy. And D. Specialized. And our correct answer is architectural and engineering. Supposedly, the correct term is detailed architectural and engineering design services, or DAEDS. This is a single contract between the architect and owner, and sub-consultancy contracts between the architect and the other professionals working with the architect. So number 20, a type of service wherein the architect and the engineering and allied professionals executing separate contracts with the owner. A. Architectural. B. Architectural and engineering. C. Consultancy. And D. Specialized. And our correct answer is letter A, architectural. So again, the correct term should be detailed architectural design services, or DADS, with the architect and the engineering and allied professionals executing separate contracts with the owner. In both cases, whether DADS and DADS, the professional responsibilities and civil liabilities of each state-regulated professional remain separate. The architect does not assume any of the responsibilities and liabilities of the other professionals. Number 21. A Greek urban planner considered the father of urban planning. A. Vitruvius. B. Hippodamus. C. Aristotle. D. Democritus. And our correct answer is letter B, Hippodamus. So Hippodamus of Miletus is the Greek urban planner, considered the father of urban planning. He is credited with designing the Hippodamian plan, or the grid plan for city layouts, which emphasize order and regularity. Number 22. Art and science of ordering and managing the use of land and its environment, and the character and siting of buildings and communication routes, so as to secure the maximum practicable degree of economy, convenience, and beauty. A. Town planning. B. Urban planning. C. Regional planning. And D. Community planning. And our correct answer is letter B, urban planning. So basically, urban planning and town planning will have the same meaning, although there are some additional words used to define urban planning. And the words managing and its management and the character was added to the original definition of town planning by Lewis Keeble. This definition of town planning was also the same definition used by the Ministry of Human Settlements before, when that ministry was created during the Marcos administration. 22. Government agency that handles regional economics and independent socio-economic planning body in the country. A. DTI. B. NEDA. C. DSWD. And D. MMDA. And our correct answer is NEDA. So the NEDA, or the National Economic and Development Authority, is a government agency serving as the country's independent planning body, responsible for formulating and coordinating national economic development policies and programs. The Department of Economy, Planning and Development, or DepDev, in Filipino, Kagawaran ng Ekonomiya, Pagpaplano at Pagpapaunlad, is now the executive department of the Philippine government responsible for national and regional economic policy development, monitoring, and planning. DepDev was formed through the reorganization of the National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, by Republic Act No. 12145, which transformed the independent agency into an executive department in the cabinet. Number 23, vertical element that supports a handrail. A. Railing. B. Balustrade. C. Baluster. D. Newel post. And our correct answer is letter C, baluster. So balusters are the vertical components that support the handrail, both of which, the baluster and the handrail, make up the balustrade. Number 24, which is a religious belief of Greeks? A. Natural phenomena. B. Christianity. C. Ancestors. And D. Life after death. And our correct answer is D. Life after death. So ancient Greeks believed in an afterlife where the soul departed from the body after death and traveled to the underworld, often ruled by the god Hades. While not a central focus, some Greeks like Pythagoras and Plato also held the belief in reincarnation. Number A, or letter A, natural phenomena. While Greeks believe in many gods and goddesses who influence natural phenomena like weather, earthquakes, and harvests, their core belief system centered on their interactions with these deities, not the phenomena themselves. For selection B, Christianity is not a traditional Greek religion. And choice C, while honoring ancestors was part of Greek culture and traditions, it was not a core religious belief in the same way as the concept of life after death. Number 25, which is a religious belief of Romans. A. Natural phenomena. B. Christianity. C. Ancestors. And D. Life after death. And our correct answer is C. Ancestors. So the Romans had a complex religious system deeply rooted in the veneration of multiple gods and goddesses, but also included a strong belief in the spirits of their ancestors. They believed that ancestors could influence their lives, both positively and negatively, and regularly offered prayers and sacrifices to them. Choice A, while the Romans sometimes incorporated natural phenomena into their understanding of the divine, like the sun, moon, and other natural forces, their primary focus was on anthropomorphic deities with human-like qualities. Choice B, the earlier Roman religion was polytheistic and centered on a pantheon of gods and goddesses. And D, the Romans did have beliefs about the afterlife, but these were varied and not always consistent. The concept of life after death, as envisioned in some monotheistic religions like Christianity, was not part of their traditional beliefs. 26. Marble as most important material. A. Classical Greek. B. Classical Roman. C. Byzantine. And D. Early Christian. And our correct answer is letter B, Classical Roman. So marble is one of the most enduring symbols of ancient Rome. conjuring images of grand temples, towering columns, and lifelike statues. Prized for its ability to capture intricate detail, marble was the preferred material for the lifelike naturalism that defined Roman art and architecture. 27. Used clay bricks and concrete rubble. A. Classical Greek. B. Classical Roman. C. Byzantine. D. Early Christian. And our correct answer is letter C, Byzantine. So Constantinople had no good building stone, and local materials such as clay for bricks and rubble for concrete were employed. 28. Use terracotta and marble. A. Classical Greek. B. Classical Roman. C. Byzantine. D. Early Christian. And our correct answer is letter A, Classical Greek. So the Hellenic period saw the rise of temple architecture with orders like the Parthenon, built from stone, marble, and terracotta. 29. Example of a mortuary temple. A. Temple of Khunsu. B. Temple of Hatshepsut. C. Karnak Temple. And D. Luxor Temple. And our correct answer is B, Temple of Hatshepsut. So the best known and preserved example of an ancient mortuary temple is the mortuary temple of Hatshepsut at Deir el-Bahari in Luxor, Egypt. This temple, built during the reign of Pharaoh Hatshepsut, is a striking example of ancient Egyptian architecture and is considered a masterpiece of the period. The temple of Khunsu was primarily dedicated to the god Khunsu. Karnak was primarily a place of worship for multiple gods, including Amun-Ra. And Luxor Temple was primarily a place of worship for the gods and a site to commemorate the pharaohs. And last, the minimum frontage of a regular lot for an open market single detached house. A. 6 meters. B. 8 meters. C. 10 meters. And D. 12 meters. And our correct answer is letter C, 10 meters. So this is as per PD 957. For corner lot is 12 meters, regular lot is 10 meters, irregular lot is 6, interior lot is 3 meters for single detached. Now for duplex single attached, we have 8 meters frontage, and for row house, 4 meters minimum frontage. So that's it for our quiz. So count now your correct answers and check to what category your total number of scores belong. So if your score is less as 15 or less, so think, and it is now time for a more strategic review. So if you want to have a more comprehensive review, just scan the QR code here and know more about our review packages from Atlas CDC or the Atlas Career Development Center. And watch out for my succeeding videos as well.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.